The woman answered, "Tell the story of the great fight of Tanaura, because that is the saddest part." Then Hoichi lifted up his voice and began his story. He made his biwa sound like great fight ships on the waves and the crashing of metal on wood. In his story, men fought and cried, and bodies were thrown into the sea. The water turned red with their blood. Voices around Hoichi talk of his skill. "What a wonderful artist! I have never heard playing like this. No other singer in the empire is good as Hoichi." These words made Hoichi feel braver. He played and sang better than before, but then he came to the death of the fair woman and helpless children, and the death of the child emperor. All the listeners cried out together, a long, long crying of pain. They cried loudly and widely, and the blind man was frightened. Slowly the sounds died away until the great room was quiet again. Then the woman spoke. "We hear that you play the biwa well," she said. "We hear that you perform poets beautifully, but we didn't know that anyone could perform like this. You have taken us to the heart of the fight of the Naura tonight. Our Lord is very pleased. He wants you to perform again tomorrow night and for the next 6 nights. After that, he will probably make his return journey. Tomorrow night, the palace guard will come for you again. There is one more thing. No one knows that our Lord has traveled here. His journey here is a secret. Please, do not tell anyone about your visit here. You are now free to go back to your temple." Hoichi thanked the speaker, and a woman's hand guided him back to the entrance. The same samurai waited there to take him home. He left Hoichi in the small garden behind his room. It was almost daylight when Hoichi returned. Nobody saw him go, and nobody saw him came back. The priest returned later. He imagined that Hoichi was asleep in his room. Hoichi slept a little during the day, and said nothing about his strange adventure. In the middle of the night, the samurai again came for him, and took him back to the great room. Hoichi performed another part of the history of the Heike. His second performance was as successful as the first, but, but during this second visit, the priest at the Amidaji temple discovered that Hoichi was not there. The next morning, the priest called Hoichi to see him. "We were very worried about you, friend Hoichi. You are blind. It is very dangerous for you to go out alone and so late. Why didn't you tell us? I can always send someone with you. And where did you go?" "I'm very sorry, kind friend," Hoichi answered carefully. "I had some private business." He said no more.